Hello, good viewers. Welcome again to today's session. I hope you have enjoyed from the last episode up to the last one, which I presented to you. Some people have just called, and some of who have texted me, congratulating me for that last presentation, and their students were so happy and enjoyed the lesson. We didn't finish question number three, which you're doing. I'm doing the last part of it because we left where we were describing the taking of Naboth's vineyard, the punishment which was prophesied, and from the story, you know, sometimes you grow up as a good person doing the right thing, and then again we deviate away from God. Like, Ahab, we don't expect him to do the things which he did. That's why you get a question like, explain ways in which the Israelites moved away from the true worship of Yahweh during the time of prophet Elijah's time. Ways in which the Israelites moved away from the true worship of Yahweh during the time of Elijah. So there is something they did to move away from the worship of Yahweh. One of them, they worshipped idols. That's number one, showing they moved away from the true worship of Yahweh. That's the worshipped idols or worshipping of Baal. Again, another point, number two, is they intermarried with foreigners. They intermarried with the foreigners. Remember, in the renewal of the Sinai covenant, one of the conditions that God gave to Moses to tell the people, don't intermarry or enter into an agreement with the foreigners. But now the point number two, we said they intermarried with the foreigners. That means it made them to move away from the worship of true Yahweh. Because marrying of the foreign wives made them to adopt the way of worship of these wives they brought from other countries. Then again, number three, they practiced temple prostitution. Sometimes they were doing this one for what you call fertility rituals. These people, after starting settled life, we said God was powerful in the territory where they were in, and for their prosperity of their harvest, prosperity of their production, whether animals or plants, to increase their fertility, that to go to those gods. Another reason, something which made the Israelites to move away from God, number four, they offered human sacrifice. What does the law say? Thou shalt not kill. That means giving human sacrifice, it was defiling the holy land which they were given by God. And where were they offering this human sacrifice to? Your answer is good as mine, to those gods. So it was a requirement from the gods to sacrifice humans, and this one drew them to the worship of idols. Then again, they practiced injustices like corruption. What does the law of the Mosaic say? Israelites, they were to live as brothers and sisters. Brotherhood vanished from them because they never demonstrated that art of brotherhood or sisterhood among them, because they were subjecting people into a lot of injustice among the people. Another way they turned away from God is they practiced sin criticism. What is that one? Point number 6 is that sin criticism is the worship of Yahweh, one true God, alongside other gods. I know many people may call it hypocrisy because when you pretend during the day to worship God, but at night you worship other gods, that is hypocrisy. So the Israelites in the open places they worshiped Yahweh. Again, when conditions allowed them, we see them worshiping those gods when they wanted fertility, when they wanted protection from the war, or any other thing there. That is sin criticism among the Israelites. Then again, the priests were not from the Levites, meaning they defiled the priesthood. And because they didn't have the knowledge of the priesthood, these people resulted in the worship of idols. Then again, they established alternative places of worship. Which are these places? The shrines. Therefore, undermining the main center of worship, that is Jerusalem. So idols were placed in those alternative areas, drawing the people from the true worship of Yahweh. You know the significance of the temple of Jerusalem. Then again, another point, they neglected and they destroyed Yahweh's altars. Where did they go to? Those idol altars. Destroying the altars of God, meaning people were not having the chance to worship the true God. So, those are some of the ways through which the Israelites turned away from the worship of Yahweh. Then again, we have seen corruption in the time of Naboth, his vineyard was taken. So we are asking, list 7 forms of corruption in Kenya today, in our society today. Have you ever seen corruption in your area? Have you seen people giving corruption? Yes or no? One form of corruption is tribalism. Remember, corruption, it's where you prevent the rightful thing from happening. There are so many ways in which you can divert justice from being exercised. And one of those ways is tribalism, where you give more privileges to somebody coming from your community. It is denying a privilege to somebody because that person doesn't come from your community. Tribalism is an art of corruption. Number 2, bribery. Bribery is the art of inducing a person to relax the morals from justice being done or the right being given to those who deserve it. When you see people giving some money on the road, you've seen what the policemen are doing, and then somebody takes that money and gives it, and you know the driver is in a mistake. That is a form of corruption because you are preventing the right thing to take place. So, and then you see people coiling a note like this, and then wanaweka hapo kwa screen, kwa window, not kwa window screen, but near the window pads on this side, ama near that rear mirror, and then the policeman goes around and takes it away. Or when you do a mistake, the policeman is almost catching up with you, and then you induce them with some corruption. That one is, you bribe them, that is corruption. Cheating in business. People have shops, you have seen what they have done, where instead of giving the right quantity of sugar, 2 kg sugar, you go and reduce something small. So whatever you are selling to your clients is not exact kgs, 2 kg. It's maybe 1/3. Cheating in business. It's another form of corruption. Then again, stealing is a form of corruption, because when you steal, you make somebody to suffer. You have caused disorder. That one's corruption. Robbery with violence. Kuiba na nguvu, kutumia nguvu yako yote. And disturbing, taking somebody, making somebody to suffer because you don't want that person to have the peace of mind. Telling lies, dishonesty. Watu wengine is like they have a degree of lying. Wako nayo ulimi ya kudanganya. Ma'am, I was around, and then from there, you see, ma'am, and then the parents accepts. In the real sense, you are not there, you're not honest. Then again, misuse of the public resources or funds. We have leaders we have elected. They have been given some funds entrusted to them, and they don't use those funds the way it is expected. What happens in that case? And then they use it, swindle those funds. That is a form of corruption. Grabbing land which is public, or taking personal land belong to somebody. You have caused the suffering to somebody. You have said, land in serikali, I want to take it there. That is a form of corruption. So those are the forms of corruption that we have in the society today. Then, because now we have realized corruption is a disease, is cancerous in Kenya or in our society today, and we are the people to make the society to become a better place. Then the question I pose to you, what are the 7 ways of fighting corruption in our country today? I know Kenya is not corrupt. Maybe it is, but I've not seen it. I've heard about it there. But I know there's some few elements there and here. So what are these 7 ways of fighting against corruption in the society today? Number 1, condemning all the unjust practices in the society. Condemning. In fact, I'll be saying that. Condemn using the strongest terms possible. You condemn that thing. It's wrong. To begin nduru. Hadi what's another thing? It's wrong there. Anytime you see injustice, you raise a bit. This one wants to give bribe there. Just raise the hand. We condemn that thing. It's wrong. If we condemn everybody there in our society, we may not have such kind of things there. Then, by practicing moral values like honest and integrity. Where are the honest men? I remember the time of Nehemiah when he was appointing treasurers. We are told there were right men remaining. There were honest men remaining like Zadok in the Bible. They are the one trusted to carry out or to be entrusted to financial matters. So, practicing moral values like honesty and integrity, it is another way of fighting against corruption. We want everybody to be honest. You say, I'm satisfied there. This is what I've seen. I'm honest. We are going to make a better society. Then, by making moral choices and informed decisions, that when you see something, you are almost there, because bribery or corruption takes in so many forms. The way you can use moral choices or making informed decisions, it's where you employ life skills like creative thinking, decision making, and critical thinking You become so creative. If somebody is almost approaching you with corrupt deals, become creative. Yes, I wanted to give you that money, but can I send it to your phone? Like you have the evidence, then you can report that one later there. You become so creative. Immorality is a form of corruption where people exchange their bodies to get the services which they want. And if somebody is approaching in that way, what can you do? Be creative, come out of that menace there. Then another way is by lobbying for the punishment of all those that abuse justice. Where are those strong men and women we had in those days who could stand, lobby one another, and stand against and call for the punishment for the perpetrators of those abusing justice in Kenya? That is one way we can fight against corruption. Another way, by obeying laws of the state. Kenya, we have so many good laws, very good. If you read at them, you think that Kenya is among the, we call them like the first countries, like the developed countries. When you look at them, on paper they appear so nice, so good, God, my God. And then you see, how do people break such a kind of good laws that we have? So if we obey and practice the laws of the state, no one will be involved in corruption. Then, by exposing corrupt practices in the society, the practices are so many: tribalism, racism, bribery. When you see them, let us expose those things there. Let us say, I've seen this one there. Expose those people. Wamepatikana. Sio kusema tu wamepatikana, kila mtu ataogopa. But the moment you say, oh my God, society to go, kila mtu ni corrupt, no one is good. No, we are remaining good people in the society. We want to protect the nation that we have been left with. Another way of fighting against corruption is advocating for the enactment of the laws that will fight corruption. Why can't we advocate? We enact the laws that can fight against corruption. Let's come with the strict laws that if you are caught, unaenda. If you are caught, we hang you like Iran. Those other countries, tukikushika tunakuwa mahali tu hivi, tunakumalizia na huko, so that we never have such problems in our state today. Then again, praying for the corrupt to change in their behavior. Tunaweka miguu chini, mikono juu. We pray for those people to change their behavior. I know a miracle can happen. Then again, by setting good examples. You must be the one leading from the front, be a role model, so that others can imitate your good ideas, your good behavior, so that others can copy from there. Be a role model, be a good example. There that we say, there used to be a person who never accepted even one hope in our street. You know, so we were saying there existed a shoe mender. If you do something there, be that person, like no one, like that one. So be a role model there. Educate the people on the evils of corruption. Tell them there, if your area MP is eating or taking the money, swindling the funds, tell them these are the consequences. We are going to stall the construction. Many needy children will not attend classes. Many people will miss the resources, the infrastructure of transporting their resources from their producer area in their farm to the market area because you have allowed corruption. So, educate the people on the dangers and the evils of corruption. By now, we may see it as a good thing, but later we are going to cry. So, if we educate the people, the better. Then again, providing civic education on corruption. We need to have town hall meetings, educating the people giving civic education on this issue there. Then, as a good Christian, report those who are engaged in corrupt practices to the relevant authority. We have to report. We cannot keep quiet. Sitasimama maovu yakitawala. Julian said that one there. You can't stand. After condemning it, please report. Ukiona hata kusema, oh my God, people will say me, watanita me ni nyoks. Even if they call you a cobra, be a cobra. Let us say we had a cobra in our street who reported the case, and the need students were able to get that one there. I think those are the ways in which we can fight against corruption in our society today. Not as a Christian, there's some things we cannot do. Not somebody saying there, arresting the perpetrators. You are a Christian. Arresting is the work of the policemen. For us, we don't arrest. So, those people like saying they're arresting, we don't arrest. Christians, we don't arrest. We only just report the case, and the relevant authorities will do that one there. So I think after corruption, we talk about the problems Elijah faced in Israel. Elijah faced so many problems. This man suffered a lot. I know they're reminded, but Elijah, guy, his life was threatened. He was fearful because after all those things he did, he was a fearful man. Number 3, he was hungry and thirsty in the wilderness. You know, some of you have read the Bible and you've seen what happened when he was thirsty and hungry. The ravens fed this man, showing those are the problems there. Then he had no support from his fellow Jews. Everybody had condemned this man, no support. That's number 4. Then again, his fellow prophets, number 5, were being killed. Then again, number 6, his message was rejected. So those are the problems Elijah encountered in Israel. Then I know somebody is asking this question. Oh my God, address that question. Yes, I'm here for that one there. Reasons why Elijah faced danger and hostility. Reasons why. There's a difference between the reasons why and the problems he encountered. Reasons why he faced danger and hostility, it is the factor, something he did to making to go through that danger and hostility. Kuna kitu alifanya ikamweka kwa hiyo mtego ya kukuwa mwoga na kutaka kukimbia. And the problems he encountered now, after doing all those things there, which problems did he encounter? That's a different way to answer that. The problems different from reasons why. So what are the reasons why Elijah faced danger and hostility? As a prophet of God, 1, he had foretold a 3.5-year drought. That one, it caused a lot of suffering to the people of Israel. Guy, that one of foretelling, prophesying the 3.5-year drought, it created a lot of suffering. So it's one of the reasons why he faced danger. Angeonekana tu hivi, ndio huyo alisema mambo ya nini ya njaa hapa kutokuwa na mvua. This man was to run for his life. That's one reason why he faced danger and hostility. Number 2, he was one of the prophets of Yah who were being persecuted by Jezebel. Jezebel was after his life. So, hata mwenye amefanya nini? There is something he did, so Jezebel was after his life. Then again, there were so many prophets, false prophets in Israel, making his prophecy to become irrelevant. The others were enjoying state protection. So, the decisions which they made, they were protected by the king. While Elijah there, guy, alikiona cha mtema kuni. Then again, another reason why he faced danger and hostility is that he rebuked King Ahab and Queen Jezebel evil ways. Who does that? Only Elijah did it. He told them, you guys, this is what God is having in store for you. You will be eaten the same way. You will be eaten by the dogs the same place you have killed Naboth. Guy, And then you expect Jezebel to say, "You are a good prophet. I like the way you prophesy." That one gone happen soon. This man went through by doing all those things there. Then another reason why he faced danger and hostility is that um, he fought for the true worship of Yahweh, which angered Jezebel. He was fighting for the true worship of Yahweh, and that thing angered Jezebel. So those are the reasons why Elijah faced danger and hostility. So, an application question which you may be asking, why religious leaders face opposition? Why? Give 7 reasons why religious leaders face opposition. Religious leaders can be your bishop, it can be your pastor, it can be your catechist, among others. So, what are the 7 reasons why religious leaders face opposition? Unaendanga kanisa unasikia eti pastor wetu amefungiwa mlango. Kwa nini? Why are they opposing him? One, when they condemn evils. So watu wamependa kanisani kudanganywa, but if I come to your church and condemn it, I'll face opposition because nimeguza kidonda mahali hutaki niguze. Then, due to doctrinal differences, the doctrine which they're preaching in and what people know maybe can be different from the normal tradition of the church. That's another reason, number 2, why they may face opposition. Then number 3, rivalry for leadership. Yes, everyone wants to become a leader. Who doesn't want to become a leader? Even me, I want. Given a chance and opportunity, can execute my leadership skills which I'm hiding somewhere. Then again, number 4, when they engage in sexual immorality. That's true. Many religious leaders now are returning to prey on their followers. And when this one is noticed, it's not going to be a merry-making song. People will throw you away. Then political interference. If you are against a particular leader or a party, or you bring the politics in the church, kuna watu nataka mambo ya religious, we want to prepare ourselves to go to heaven. We want to perish in this earth. We want to go straight to heaven. And when you bring in the political ideas to the people, then we may oppose what you're doing there. Then again, when the religious leaders misappropriate the funds, that one again, it will make the people not to like them. So that's the end of question number 3. We have done Elijah, loyalty to God. I know you have seen the characteristics of the Canaanite, effect of idolatry. You have seen the contest at Mount Carmel, the incident where Ahab took Naboth's vineyard, problems Elijah encountered, reasons why Elijah faced danger and hostility, forms of corruption in our society today, the ways of fighting against corruption in our society. He thinks if you are keen, that is one of the questions. If a learner misses to do it, then I don't know which question you are doing. Okay, let me go to question number 6 in paper 1, where we're not touching the Bible. This is the last question in paper 1. I know many students hate it, but this is the question that I tell my girls. If you fail to do this one, then I don't know which question we are starting with. Selected aspects in African religious heritage. We have walked through the journey of creation until the prophets were sent. But now we want to go purely to the ways our forefathers were doing things in those so many years. We start by looking at God as understood by our forefathers, state 8 attributes of God as understood by African people. It's a question that has been set. Number 1, God is the creator. That's what they are agreeing. I don't want to explain further, but that is what they are doing there. God is the provider. You go everywhere. He provides and sustains for his creation. That's what every community believes. God is merciful. He takes away the suffering from the people in every community you go. So that means he's a merciful God. God is all powerful or omnipotent. He has the power over his creation. That's the God that we're talking about. God is holy. As you see people giving pure sacrifices, a white chicken, a white goat, pure. God is holy. God is all knowing. He sees and he knows everything. Wish you could acquire this book. Give me my A. It's a surety of you getting that A in it. Don't feel. Grab a copy of this one. You can't regret. My number is somewhere on the screen. You can get this book at a fair price by dialing 0724 78 18 82. I can organize for you to get it, for you to get that clean A. Then again, we say God is everywhere. In traditional, they understood that it's that God is everywhere. You go to the journey, that's what they could say, may God follow you there. Then again, God is immanent. God is not limited to space and time. He is both far and also very near. So Mungu si mtu unaweza shikilia kwako. No. Can be seen to be far away but near to you. God is transcendent. He is beyond human description. What we see, describe this, which kind of God? We can't describe God there. God is self-existent. He exists by himself. Before creation was there. God's spirit is another attribute that we see from the traditional African society. God is good. He is not the author of evil and he doesn't create it there. Sasa tu ni Mungu analetanga shida. In African society there's nothing like that, by the way. So usiwekelea Mungu, tunajua Mungu analetanga kitu, nothing like that one there. Then again we come to the spirits. The spirits can't see it, but it hovers everywhere. Can be in this room, can be anywhere there. But I don't know, 2023, question number 6 there. Describe the traditional African understanding of spirits. You are to describe the traditional African understanding of the spirits. Number 1, the spirits are invisible. They don't have physical form. We can't see them by the way. You can't see they're here, neither there. They're invisible. We can't see them. Then number 2, spirits are more powerful than human beings. That's number 2. More powerful than human beings. Then, spirits are believed to be residing in caves, trees, rocks, and rivers. These things, we believe they reside in caves, somewhere there, in trees. Kina miti mrefu. That's a spirit which is there. Kingia kwa kefu ndani, makasauti kanatokea hapo to like shh. That's a spirit which is in that place there. Then again, spirits can acquire physical forms. They can appear to human beings in a form of a bird or animal. You are resting in the house like this, then you see a butterfly flying towards the light, and then you see it's a normal butterfly. A moth? No, that's a spirit. You see the bird coming from the window, the bird appearing there, and then making some noise in the house, and then disappears. And then it's a normal thing. It's not a normal thing. That's a spirit which acquire physical forms. Then spirits have the ability to enter human beings and convey the message. Inakuingilia unashikwa na karo fulani, then you start dreaming, and then you can give this message to the people. Then again, spirits acted as a mediator between God and the human beings. You can see the hierarchy of beings: God, divinities, spirits, and then you can see ancestors, human. So they are in between them. Then again, spirits can change according to the circumstances. They can either create good, they can bring harm or good to the people. That's why we say spirits change according to the circumstances. I've seen you setting some odds, and this is what people are asking me. Can you take us through the hierarchy of beings? What is the easiest way to remember these things without getting stressed? On the topmost of hierarchy of beings, it's God, responsible for creation and sustenance of human beings. Number two, we have, after God, we have the divinities. These are the spirits which were created by God. And surely we know these are the powerful spirits which we cannot control. They cause things like lightning. It's only God who can control them. That's why they're under God. You see, from God, they come down there. The one and then kanatulia. Mungu anakashikilia tu, anatuma spirits zinashikilia, akiachilia tu will go. Number three, after the divinities, we have the spirits. This belongs to the people who died long time ago. Number four, we have the living dead or the ancestors. These are the people who just died the other day. Their memories are fresh. Living dead or ancestors. Their memories are still fresh into our mind. They are acting as the mediator between the spirit world and human beings. Then again, after the living dead or ancestor, we have human beings. These are they include the living and unborn. So human beings comes after the ancestors. Then you have the plants and animals, which are used for religious functions, like we can sacrifice for them. And then the last is the non-living things. So these are the natural and artificial beings, like the rivers, the mountains, and these are the they took the lifeless form of bodies. So hierarchy of beings: God, divinities, spirits, living dead or ancestors, human beings, plants and animals. Then the last one is non-living things. Fail this at your own risk. Don't say I never explained to you that thing there. Then again, I think you go through the roles of God in traditional African society. There, roles of God, so nice there, because one of the roles of God, God cares, God is the giver, God is the protector, God comforts, God is the guardian of morals, God punishes those who do evil. So the roles of God is the same thing that God has been doing to the people from those days up to now. Then again, we talk about the roles of the spirits. One, spirits can be manipulated by human beings to cause harm. That's a role. They can be manipulated to cause harm to human beings. Like manipulated ukwe mgonjwa, cause sickness, sometimes will die. Spirits are poor if it's manipulated. Then again, spirits possess religious specialists, like the mediums or the diviners, to give important information. Then number three, spirits, they relay God's responses to human beings. They relay God's responses to human beings. Then number five is that spirits guard sacred places. If you're near the forest, watu wanapendanga misitu, mnaenda kupotea hapo. Siku moja spirit itakuslap, kimbie mbio, anza kupiga nduru. Then again, another role of the spirit, they intercede for the people before God, because something done there, they have to intercede for you. So those are the roles of the spirit. What are the roles of the ancestors? One, They're believed to appear to the living in various forms, like visions, dreams. They are believed to appear in human beings, like in dreams or in visions. Then they may cause illness or mental disturbances. Sisters wazuri, lakini naweza kuapuka na wewe ukuwe mentally disturbed. So if you are mentally disturbed, know that the ancestors, your ancestors don't sleep well for you. Then again, another role of the ancestors, they give instructions to the family of what is to be done and not to be done. Wakitaka ng'ombe, mnachinjia ng'ombe. So that's what they do. Then again, they rebuke and warn the living on the impending punishment. Wanakwambia mapema, Mr. Nyambaro kwa ready. Na sasa wanakuja kupita na wewe. So you have to honor the obligation. So they rebuke and warn the living on the upcoming punishment which is coming down. Then again, they can request something like an animal to be slaughtered for them. Sikia kula kuku anza kuchinja, sema ni ancestors wanataka. Kiangalia tu nimekuwa umerusha kwa sink hapo. The ancestors umekula. So they can request for something, but let them request not you having the appetite of something and then eating it there. Then again, they interact with the living. That's another thing there. They are acting as a mediator. But one of the common roles of the spirits and ancestors, they act as the mediators between living God and human beings. So they act as the mediator. It's appearing in both sides of them. Then again, they can inflict a punishment to the offenders in the society. They can inflict a punishment. Then they place the living members of the family, blessings kutoka kwao. They avert consequences of a curse. So kama umelaniwa, they can avert that one there. They protect human beings from against evil. That's a good thing. The ancestors there. Then they provide names to newborn baby. That's true. That name of yours, that name you are hiding there, you don't want to pronounce it or say it loud. Hapo kajina, kuna mtu alikupanga ukaitwa kajina. So that is the roles of the ancestors by providing that name that you don't want to say as you are. Mtu mwingine ataka jina kagumu hapa. Kite jina kama Nebuchadnezzar, Bartholomew and others. Then again, another common question, list 6 places where worship was conducted in traditional African society. That one is so good and so easy for you. Places ni mahali worship ilifanyika in traditional African society. One of them, under sacred trees. But tumesema under sacred trees and forest equipment moja. Because sacred trees hapo na forest equipment moja. On hilltops and rocks. In caves, at riverbanks or the shores of the river, another place. Sacred in graveyards is another. At crossroads, mahali barabara zinapatana hivi, hapa katikati kuna uwepo wa spirits na kwanga hapo. So that's another place of worship. In the houses or homes of the religious specialist, that's another place there. The last one for today is why sacrifices are made to God, spirits, and ancestors. Why do we give sacrifices to God? What are the reasons sacrifices were given in traditional African society? Number 1, to appreciate God as a source of life. We give sacrifice to appreciate God. Number 1, to appreciate God as a source of life. Number 2, to thank God for the blessings to the people. Then number 3 is to appease God for the wrong done. So we are appeasing God for the wrong we have done. Then to petition God for help during difficult times. We also petition. Mbea Mungu wakati ni mgumu. Like kama at the time of Corona, if it was in petition of yourself, that they could petition God with a sacrifice and then God could intervene, come in down. Then again, we give sacrifices to invite God to participate in family and community functions. That's what we give that one there. And again is to maintain good relationship with God. You give sacrifice so that you can give that and maintain that good relationship between you and God. Then we give sacrifices to avert or control evil or epidemics from befalling into our society or into our homes. I think that is part 1 of question number 6. When we come again, part 2, motto. Don't miss that one, because this is traditional African heritage. And I think I might be the father of African heritage, because those things is like I saw them, with my age, my experience, my interaction with the spirits, ancestors, and the rest. I will give you more those shortly after something, then I'll come back again. And I've said secrets to getting that A. Give me my A by Mr. Nabaru, and the number I've given, don't forget to order for those many copies for yourself, for your students, or the rest there. And again, subscribing, let it be constant. Subscribe, comment, like, share the video with your friends. Don't be so mean. This knowledge, I'm here to free. We are given. We're giving for free. What can you share? Oh, my friend, I have this one. Have you seen this YouTube site where we are getting this series video from? Share to your friends and give them. It's knowledge freely given. When you give, you gain. Comment if there's something which you're not understanding. Let me know from the comment section. Have a nice time, break, as we meet again for part 2 of question number 6.